Hello, coin enthusiasts out there. It is I, Dax Collects, and welcome to part 2 of this collection of coins. So last time we took a look at the miscellaneous Ziploc bag and all of these coins here inside of these bottles and tubes. We also looked at the pennies here, even the 1982s. And now it is time to go through these rolls. So we're going to look and see if there's any uncirculated coins in here. There's a bunch of pennies here. And then if you guys saw in the last video, there's a bunch of rolls in the next box. So I'm very excited to go through these with you guys. Let's get started. So we have 1940D and 1941D. So we'll take a look at these together. Might be easier to just get these coins out with my bare hands. Let's see if they're uncirculated or circulated. They look pretty circulated to me. We have a bunch of 1940 and 1941 Denvers, as said on the roll. And since they're just in circulated condition, I'm only going to give them a value of 3 cents each. There's that. Looks like we have a total of, let's see, how many pennies do we have in here? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So there's 15 in here. All right. There you go. Take a look at some more of these. 1952 Denver. We'll just pick random ones here. Let's see what we got. Here we go. Look at all these beautiful copper pennies. Look at that. What do we got? So it looks like we have 1952 Denver. A pretty common date and mint for the Wheat Penny series. Yeah, it looks like we have a full roll of 52 Denvers. So if that's the case, there should be 50 in here. Let's double check. There's 50. All right. So 50 pennies in that roll. I figured as much since it was a complete roll. That's $1.50 in pennies there. We'll put them back in this guy. So it looks like these rolls have just wheat pennies in circulated condition. If you guys have old penny rolls that you have saved for a while, let me know. And you can tell me a little story how you ended up finding it or how you got it. Did you inherit it from someone else? Did you buy it online? Always like to see what you guys have to say. All right. All in there for you. Looks like we have a full roll of pennies here, but no date. Let's see if we can find a date here. Ooh. I know you guys can't see that right now, but look at what's in front. 1937. Very interesting. Ooh, this one's got a nice, like, wood grain look to it. Look at that. Now that's a beautiful coin. 41. 47D. Looks like they're different. Yeah, they're different. Different years and mints. Ooh, this is exciting. Let's see if there's any in here that are actually rare wheat pennies. Ooh, there's a 55. We can check to see if there's a double die obverse. Before we check the double die obverse of that coin, let's just look at these coins. Here's a beautiful 56 Denver. Not in bad shape. 1950. 1919. That's a good one. Not rare, though. 35. 57 looks like. A 58. A 47. A 51. Another 55 to check for double die obverse. And another 55 Philadelphia. 51 Denver. Now, if you have no idea what I'm talking about when I'm referring to double die obverse for the 1955, let me show you what I mean. This is what we're looking for. The famous 1955 double die obverse. Like, look at the lettering of "In God We Trust." It's extreme double die. And you can see on the date as well. Look at this. It's insane. And if you find one, look at the value of that. It's very, very high. Let's just dump the rest of them. All right, let's see what we got. Personally excited to check those 55s. 45. Nothing crazy for dates and mints yet. Just very amazed to see these 55 Philadelphias, though. 1929. Not a rare wheat penny, but that's still a nice one to see. 1927. And then what we got here? 1920 Philadelphia. Okay. We're going to look at these pennies. So there's 55 Denver and 55 Philadelphia. We're going to check for varieties here real quick. And if we find a double die, that would be amazing. Now, this one's kind of interesting. Look at this. The BIE coin. Like, notice there's a big die chip in between the B and the E. Now, these were sort of common in the mid to late 50s for the wheat pennies. Not sure why they ended up this way, but it happened. That one doesn't have the double die. Does this have the double die? It does not. How about this one? It does not. This one? It does not. Next one. 55D. Nope. And we have another 55, Philadelphia. And another 55, Philadelphia. Well, that's plenty of opportunities that we've had to check for the double die. So I'm going to say we have 50 more wheat pennies in here. And one with a nice wood grain look to it. Now, I'm not sure the hype surrounding these coins, but I think this coin would fetch a premium to the right customer if they wanted a coin like this. Okay, now look at this. So I believe what we have for that 1941 is an improper alloy mix. So it's essentially a coin that has like this effect. So that's what they look like. They can also have that wood grain look to it, like I said earlier. So when I look at eBay, for example, now I don't believe this price is correct at all for this, but you can see it says 1934 Lincoln Wheat Cent Monster Woody Improper Alloy Mix Wood Grain Error Coin. Let's just go back to the previous page. Wood penny. And you can see some examples of wood pennies here. Now let's just go to the ones that were sold. Click on that. So a 1909 S VF Details wood grain finish sold for $75. That's crazy. $6.79 for a 1910 wood grain penny. 1941 for $19.99. So it's hard to really evaluate what that 1941 is worth. It pretty much fluctuates. All right, let's continue on searching through these rolls. Take a look at some more. What do we got here? 84, 85, 86. Let's just take a look at the ender here. It checks out. It says 84. All right, so these are just zinc pennies, so nothing too crazy there. They're worth a cent each. 1909 through 1929 now. Here they come. Got some old pennies right here. What we got for dates? 1929D has a mintage of 41 million. That's not bad. 20p. Not in bad shape. Now here's a great 1919 Denver. Wow, not in bad shape at all. 1913 Denver. Now this coin is really good. The mintage is 15.8 million. This coin isn't too shabby at all. 1914 Philadelphia. Very worn coin. Now imagine that was the 1914 Denver. Oh man. That coin fetches for a lot of money. 1909. Without the VDB. There were some nice coins in there. Now I've decided to put this coin in a 2x2 coin holder since it has a wood grain finish to it a little bit. And the fact that it's a 1909, that's even better. We're not even close to being done, folks. I mean, there's plenty more. There's 30 to 39 planes. Yeah, I'm not going to try to go through every coin roll with you. If there's any of them that might be worth sharing, I'll let you know. Ooh, 1943 zinc-coated steel pennies. Ooh, that's exciting. And some more steel pennies. You know what? Let's go ahead and open this roll up. Maybe there's a hidden gem in here. Let's just quickly go through these and see if there's any steel pennies that look immaculate. Here's a 43 Denver that doesn't look too bad. It's held up. The rest of these, not in the best condition. And while we have these, let's go ahead and check these steel pennies as well. So many steel pennies. This is crazy. This one's probably the best one that I've seen so far for the steel penny. But might have been cleaned or something. Something looks a little off about this coin. Some more steel, more steel, more steel. All right. All of them in pretty much circulated condition. Okay. I looked through all of those zinc-plated steel pennies, and I came across this coin. Look at this. Notice that the 4 is basically non-existent. It looks like it says 19 blank 3. Can barely even read the 4 at all. Now I decided to put it in a coin holder simply because of that fact. That the 4 is almost missing or is missing completely from the coin. Not sure if it's going to exceed a value. Maybe it's worth $1. Maybe not, but not a bad coin. A really nice collection. Yeah, it says 50 wheat. These must be all random dates. Let's take a quick peek at these pennies. Let's see if, once again, we have any of them that stand out. There's a steel penny there. A 1925S. That's not a bad one. Not rare. Not quite on the rare side. 1917 Denver. This is kind of a cool one. 1931 Philadelphia. Man, all I got to say about this coin is that it has a beautiful wood grain looking finish to it. Look at that. That is a beautiful 1917 Denver right here. So I decided to put it in a coin holder. Everything else is back in the roll. And there's more where that came from. Let's see if there's anything exciting here. It says 58D. Nothing crazy. 82D. 47D. I'm assuming this is modern. Let's take a look. Oh, I see a wheat set in here. Actually, we might have a good one. Let's go ahead and check these wheat pennies out. All right. Here they all are. Let's have a little fun. $19.20. Finding so many 1955s in his collection. That's incredible. 1918. I have found these in circulation before. Ooh. A second year wheat penny. 1910 Philadelphia. There we go. All right, everything else is pretty common. I'm actually going to go through all these penny rolls myself, and any highlights I find, I will let you guys know. I'll see you guys probably the next day. This might take me a whole day to go through all these coins. So I'll see you guys later. Give you guys a recap of what we found in these penny rolls. Well, I basically went through the majority of these penny rolls. Was fun hunting for varieties, but didn't really find any key varieties. I sure had a fun time. Now I've counted all of the penny rolls from this entire collection. There is a total of 67 of them. Most of them have wheat pennies inside, and there's about 10 or so that have the zinc variant. And I want to say there was like 1 or 2 rolls that did not have a full roll of pennies inside. And let's just say about 50 to 55 of those rolls were all composed of copper. Let's just go with 55. There's about $82.50 in copper for the pennies. Okay, let's put this back. All right, here's the highlights of these penny rolls. 2 with a nice wood grain look, 1909 and 1917 Denver. And then I decided to put this 1943 steel penny in a coin holder since the 4 doesn't look like it exists. It's missing a digit. Didn't find any semi-key dates or key dates in this collection, which I sort of expected, but hey, it was a great time hunting those penny rolls. Next time, we're going to check the nickels. So, for example, we have this one here with buffalo nickels inside. So we'll do that in part 3. And with that, let's go ahead and conclude the video right here. So thank you guys for tuning in. This has been Dax Collects, and I'll catch you guys on the flip. Good luck hunting, everyone, and have a good one. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you want to check out another video, click on the bottom left corner. See you guys next time.